There we go. Hi everybody, this is Stephanie with Teaching in Room 6. This is my first Periscope, first official Periscope. And anyway, today I'm going to talk to you about a writing assignment that I did in my class using some candy. So okay, little nervous here, I haven't done this before. Anyway, okay, so we were talking about narrative writing and we were doing some trying to get to the kids to the snapshot. See, when I ask the kids to write me a story, they tell me everything they've ever thought of in their entire life about that story. And I don't want to know everything they thought of in their entire life about that idea. I want to know about this tiny little snapshot, the one little event. So how did I get them to do that? Well, I gave them these Pop Rocks. I passed these out to the kids and they were out of control. They could, oh my gosh, she's going to give me Pop Rocks. What's going to happen? So I said, okay, well, now that I gave you these Pop Rocks, how are you feeling right this very second? Write everything you can feel down. And I gave them this sheet here, which I'm going to give you at the end of the Periscope. I'm going to give you a link so that you exclusively here, Periscope, can pick up this link. So anyway, I gave them this paper, and I said, tell me, you can't open it, you can't eat it, you can't do anything. All you can do is tell me, how are you feeling? How are you thinking? What's going through your head right now? Jot it all down. So the kids were like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So they're excited, nervous. Oh my, what's going to happen? Am I going to die? I don't know. Because they're popping. So they're like, am I going to die? It was fun. Anyway, so they go in and they are so excited. So they're writing this down. They're jotting it down. I give them about 2 minutes to do that. After the 2 minutes is up, I say, okay, now you get to open these Pop Rocks. Go ahead, open them up, put them in your mouth, eat them. But while you are eating them, in this second box, I want to know, what are you doing? What's happening? What are you feeling? What are you thinking? What's going through your brain as you are eating it? So they opened up the Pop Rocks, put them in their mouth, and as they were doing that, they are writing. I'm feeling pops and sizzles, and it's jumping in my mouth. And I said, okay, now take your tongue, put it up to your mouth. What do you feel? All of these feelings, and they're jotting them all down. That lasted for about 8 minutes or so. Meanwhile, the kids are in heaven because they are eating candy in class, which they could not believe that they were doing. So, after all of that was done, I said, okay, now we're done. Put them away, put it to the side. Now, what are you feeling? The experience is over. What are you feeling in just this moment here? Not everything you've ever thought of, but in just this moment here. And they jot that down here. So by the end, I don't know if you can see this. I have a sample of one of my kids here. You can see they kind of wrote all their feelings, all the things they were thinking and feeling here. We had a little time, so then I said, okay, now I want you to tell me that story. Tell me what happened at the beginning, the middle, and the end of just that experience. Not every time you've had Pop Rocks, not every time you've eaten candy, not what happened this morning for breakfast. What happened now? And so I gave them this little frame thing here, just similar to my paragraph of the week. And I put it here. And they wrote down what happened at the beginning, what happened during, what happened at the end. And I have little on the side, here's your exposition. Here's what happened before, during, and after, which helped them to kind of frame their writing. And then what ended up happening was I got a story that was just about the Pop Rocks, just about what was going on. And hi everybody, thank you for coming in. I'm sorry I'm not responding to you. I'm trying to think all at the same time. So then I get a big, huge story here that's a paragraph long about just their Pop Rock experience, just what they personally had at that particular time. Not about anything else, not about what's going to happen later, just at that time. So then I said, okay, the next day, those were great. They came out fabulous. And then I thought, okay, well, let's try and see if we can narrow it down even more. So the next day, I brought in this game, which you've probably seen out there. I brought in this game. And I said, okay, we're going to play this game. First of all, the kids went psychotic because they'd seen the challenges on TV or whatever, and they were, oh my gosh, we're going to play this game. I don't know if I can. Whatever. I was like, okay, you can play it. I know if you don't want to. And we went through the whole thing, but they all did. So I brought this game out and I said, okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to play this game. You're going to get into groups and you're going to play this game. You're going to write about the experience, very similar to what we did with the Pop Rocks. And I gave them a new piece of paper here, which again, you'll get this in the freebie at the end. So before the game, what are they feeling? While they were playing, what are they feeling? And at the end, so this is the entire game. They're telling me about the whole experience of the game. But in the middle of the game, I asked them, now you have one bean. You've made one spin. You've spun it around. And one bean is coming out. And you say, I want you to choose that one bean. And now tell me about the experience of that one individual bean. So they're telling me the snapshot of the whole game. And then they're narrowing it down even more within that game and telling me the snapshot of just that particular bean within the game. So what the purpose of these is to take these ideas of narrative writing, telling a story, and narrowing it down so that I'm not getting a bedtime story. I'm not getting a bed to bed. I wake up in the morning, I eat breakfast, and blah, 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 I go to bed. This is just that moment in time, just that one thing that is happening to you at that particular time. And it really helped my kids to, narrow down and understand how to narrow down their writing. And then they ended up with, this was the whole game experience, and here's just the one bean experience. And on here, adding details is really, really hard. But having them on here say, oh, I felt this way, I thought this way, I was going, this is happening and that's happening, they were able to then get these details into their actual writing. And then again, I gave them the same, you can see, the same sentence frames. So here, this paragraph, they have just of the whole game experience itself, and this is the one little paragraph experience itself. And that's it. That's what I did. And now we have these great writings that are on the wall. And when I tell the kids I want just a snapshot, I just want a little taste of what it is that you're talking about in your narrative writing, they understand what I'm talking about. Now, you could do this with other candies. You could do it with another game, have them play tic-tac-toe or something in one little thing that they did. But you don't have to go use these candies. I just thought they were interesting and different and new. So that's why I gave these candies to them. But anyway, that is what I did. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, if you would like to pick up these particular things, I have the rubrics that I use and all of that. I have an exclusive little bit.ly for you. So if you go ahead and oh, it's backwards. I will have to remember that for next time. But if you go ahead and type this in, it's http://bit.ly 1zzlatr. Again, sorry, it's backwards. I didn't even think about that. You can go ahead and you can pick up these freebies so you can use them in your classroom as well. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. And I'm going to get better at answering and talking all at the same time the more I do this, I promise. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.